Together Bistro.
What we like to call food for thought.
I love it.
Hi, welcome back to a new episode of Together Bistro, where we are going to be sharing with you one of our favorite dishes to make together, which is chuck roast on the slow cooker.
Yeah, it's delicious and easy. Super easy to make.
Super easy, and it lasts for 3, 4, 5 days, which you know is one of our principles. We want to make meals that allow us to plan along the week and have leftovers for the kids to have any time of the day.
Yeah, we're inspired. So we were inspired because we read this book, 8 Perfect Murders, and we thought, okay, what could be a good meal to represent this? And so
A murder mystery.
A murder mystery. So we're obsessed with crime. I think
Fiction.
I don't know. Yeah, thank you for saying that. We don't actually do it, but yeah, we really are fascinated by. I guess it's the problem solving. I've been thinking about it that you and I are addicted to.
Yeah.
You know, this idea of using your creativity and putting it to work. And so we thought we'll bring this meal, which we're calling the perfect meat or the perfect beef. What are we calling it?
The perfect beef dish.
Yes.
Should we try
I
it?
can't wait. So stop talking.
Good.
You don't need a knife because it's so
As you can
soft
see, yeah.
and tender. Wait.
You just can pull it.
Yeah, look at that. Jeez. Wow.
Try with a little bit of rice.
Perfect murder. And this is on a bed of greens, and then it has potatoes and carrots.
So good. So good. So good. So tell me about the book. What are you liking about it?
Well, what I was saying is that I guess I'm hooked on problem solving. And the book is a book about crimes and about books that write about crimes and the perfect murders in a way. And it's written by a bookstore owner who tells, his whole tale and how he wrote a blog post called The 8 Perfect Murders, and how, crime was inspired from that. So I have my favorite quote that I bring to you. You want to hear
Yeah,
which
please.
one is? I'm curious to know which one is yours, but it goes like this. Because remember, he's a bookstore owner, so it's not just about the crimes. He says, books are time travel. They don't just take you back to the time in which they were written. They can take you back to different versions of yourself. And the music playing out in Con and the food.
I really, really relate to this because I can tell, going back in time, when I see a book in somebody's house or in a bookstore, I can tell how I was feeling when I read that book.
Yeah. And if you read it again, then you're a different version of yourself and you interpret the words in a completely different way. I mean, it's just fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you don't read every week like I do. I read a book a week.
It takes me a long time to read.
Yeah. So, one day you'll catch up to me, but
I'm a slow reader, like a slow cooker.
I'm completely joking. He's actually the avid reader. He reads a book a week for the last 10 years. I'm very slow. I like audiobooks. Yeah, we need a little more sauce.
We love sauce, so I'm gonna put a little bit more.
Delicious. Maybe if you decide to make this dish, you can explore with someone, either your favorite books. You could actually read this book and unpack it together, or in the time that it takes to make, because it takes about 8 to 9 hours, you can binge watch a whole crime show, and we're gonna have our favorite recommendations in a little bit. So should we show them how to make it, or you wanna
I wish I could tell you everything about this book because there are so many layers to it, so many conversations that you could have about, how to commit the perfect murder. The typical whodunit, who could have been the...
Whodunit?
Yeah, whodunit.
Whodunit?
But I don't want to spoil it.
Oh.
So I hope you read it. I hope you enjoy and make this dish. And I hope you enjoy our little show.
Yeah. Congrats on knowing how to kill me.
Yeah, I don't want to kill you.
No?
Yeah.
Not yet.
What we have today is this incredible 4-pound chuck roast that we are gonna put in the slow cooker for 8 hours. As you can see, it has a little bit of that white marbling that you were mentioning before.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fat for someone who used to be a vegetarian.
That means more flavor, which is great. You want a piece like this, it looks beautiful. And we are gonna cook it with some potatoes and some carrots. It's a very simple dish. In a way, it's the perfect dish for winter.
Yeah, and we're going to season it with, when we sear it, because searing is one of the most important parts of the meal, we sear it with salt and pepper.
Why is searing important?
You tell me, I don't actually know.
Okay, searing is important because it allows the meat to cook for 8 hours in a pace where it allows all the ingredients to mix with the meat inside without all the juices being released from the meat. So it makes it more juicy.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then to make it even more juicy, we're gonna use some beef broth. 2 cups. And then we're going to add some herbs and some garlic, and we're going to top it off with this guy over here.
And the first thing we want to do is to make sure that it's dry. So we are going to use a paper towel, just pat it all around, both sides, to make sure that all excess blood or liquid is gone. And we want to do this because we want for the salt and the pepper to really stay on. So we are waiting for the heat to be high enough that as soon as we put the meat on it, it's gonna start getting brown on the outside. So one trick that I like to use is to put my hand on it to see if I can resist. And based on how long it takes me to feel burned, I can tell whether or not the pan is ready. So we are gonna put it in. It has been...
That's what she said?
It has been seasoned with salt and pepper. That's the sound I like. Flavor opportunity to this. Not too much, just a little bit. So it's been about 3 minutes and a half, and we just want to check how it's going.
Beautiful.
And as you can see, it's getting some brown on, but it could use 1 more minute. So let's leave it here 1 more minute. So we turn around and we want these colors that you see here. This is a sign that we achieved a good searing. You can see the salt, they're crusted. That's a personal favorite thing to do for me with meat. That eventually is gonna become so flavorful when you eat it. And to me, the timing of your meat, the 5 minutes we leave it here, is perfect because like in every good crime, timing is everything. Here, I can already smell the salt and the pepper, and this is just the beginning. Why are we inspired to do this chuck roast for today's episode? Because the typical murder mystery show lasts about 8 hours, and we love mystery shows. I know you love mystery shows, especially the British ones.
Yeah, those are my favorite. I'm obsessed with them.
You cannot get enough of them, and I know that once you find one, you are gone.
Yeah, one of the things that actually happens is that anytime, so we used to travel a lot, so I used to go from Austin to London mainly, at least once a month. And so I knew those were my 10 hours of mystery, murder, crime shows that I would download and binge watch on the
So I know you're an expert on killing and making the perfect murder of your husband. Not that I'm afraid, but I know you're an expert on that topic.
Well, yeah, if I wanted to get rid of him, I definitely would make it look like an accident, and it would be very hard to trace because I would have to find someone that is 5 degrees of separation. That would make it a perfect murder.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we think also that this is a great dish to prepare with your husband or wife, because this brings you together to make something that is simple and easy, and then you just wait for 8 to 9 hours for it to be ready.
You can make it like a date, maybe while you wait 8 hours. Imagine that. What can you do with your spouse or your partner for 8 hours? I can think of a few things.
So we are gonna put it in the
crock pot.
Yeah. It's just, you saw how we put the potatoes and the carrots, and what we are gonna do right now is just put it on top of it.
Okay, so what is your favorite crime show?
I love Sherlock Holmes from the BBC.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love it, and I love that it's 3 episodes. That
it leaves you wanting more. Though.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
So I love it. And recently, I read a book. One of those books that you just grab by chance. I didn't have any expectations.
It's not by chance. He's planning something.
I didn't know anything about this book,
Aren't
but
you?
I saw it and it just called my attention. I grabbed it, bought it, read it.
Oh, is it this one?
Yeah.
How convenient.
8 Perfect Murders. And I read it in 24 hours. Great book to read maybe while this is being cooked.
Oh yeah, you could you finish it?
I think you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So when we talk about grab your favorite book, your favorite person to be with, just find a place in the house where you could just read and enjoy that moment. This is what it's all about. And when you are done with your murder mystery show or your book, you have this waiting for you to be enjoyed and talk about the show and talk about the book.
Yeah. My favorite, you wanna know, do you care anything about
I don't, but go ahead. I'm sure somebody does.
Mom. So yeah, my favorite murder or crime, as I refer to, is Bradchurch. Bradchurch.
Why?
That's a good question.
It's British.
Well, British always wins, and yeah, you just don't know. And the actors, I mean, she is just unbelievable. And I forget her name, of course, but it's such a good show. So the first season, which is the best one out of the 3, the episodes last about 45 minutes, and it's 8 episodes, so that would be fantastic.
Perfect time
to go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So should we
get rid of the body?
Yeah. So we get some of the juice from the slow cooker to create the gravy. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna boil the juice. It's not gonna take long because it's a little bit warm already. It's warm. Now we add the cornstarch with the water to the juice and we mix for about 2 to 3 minutes. I like the potatoes crispier than they come out of the slow cooker.